Luis, I'm gonna do my inside inspection, air brake check, I'm gonna shock my wheels for safety. Make sure my tractor and my trailer brake apply. Transmission is a neutral, and I'm gonna put the seatbelt on. My first test is to apply pressure for 60. Must not drop more than 4 psi in a Class A and 3 psi in Class B in 1 minute. Okay, now I will start the engine and raise the pressure to max capacity. Governor cut out. Okay, to speed up the process, to governor cut out, I will accelerate no more than 1,500 RPMs. My primary gauge 129 psi, secondary gauge 126 psi. Okay, now I will turn off the engine and put the key in on position. Then I will release the tractor and trailer brake and allow the pressure to stabilize. Okay, pressure stabilized. Now I'm gonna press the brake pedal to the floor and hold firmly and read the PSI in each gauge and hold for 60 seconds. Alright, so I will press all the way down and let the needle stop moving. Okay, my pressure stabilized. Primary gauge 105 psi, secondary gauge 105 psi. My minute starts now. En el DMV vamos a detener el freno por 60 seconds, no más, no menos, ¿ok? Y te tienes que acordar lo que dijimos en los números. Dije 105 en el primary gauge y 105 en el secondary. Cuando termine el minuto hay que leer de nuevo los gauges para ver si perdieron. Si perdieron más de 4, no es un buen test. Aquí vamos a resumen de manera exacta. Ok, estamos 58, 59, 60. My minute is up. My primary gauge was in 105. Now it's a 104. Secondary gauge was 105. Now it's 103. So this is a good test. It lasts no more than 4 psi in 1 minute in Class A vehicle. Now release. En el primary gauge perdimos 1 psi, en el secundario perdimos 2. Pero en el DMV revisan solamente el primary gauge. So it's 1 psi lost. This is a good test. Okay, my next test, number 2, is the low air warning device. It should activate no lower than 55 psi. So I'm gonna lower the pressure by pumping the brake until you see a light, you hear an alarm, or both. Okay, make sure the key is in on position. I'm gonna lower the pressure and see when the light and alarm change. Low air warning device activated, and my primary gauge 65 psi, secondary gauge 64 psi. This is a good test because activated no less than 55 psi. My next test, number 3, is emergency spring brakes stop out. It should activate between 20 to 45 psi. So I'm going to continue to lower the pressure by pumping the brake until the brakes stop out. Brakes popped out. My primary gauge 29 psi, secondary gauge 26 psi. This is a good test. Brakes popped out between 20 to 45 psi. Okay, my next step is unshock the wheels. So I will shock the wheels, put the shocks in here, and we have to do the cab safe start. We have to close the ignition key, make sure the tractor and trailer reapply, transmission is in neutral, and put the seatbelt on. Right now, I will start the engine and raise the pressure to governor cut out and check the lights indicators. La primera luz que vamos a checar es el ABS light. Okay, so we'll start the engine. ABS light is on, working properly. Okay, now we'll check my left turn signal, right turn signal, forward flashes, headlights, and high and low beams. Indicators must work. My oil gauge must be working between 40 and 60 psi at normal operating range. My temperature gauge must be working between 180 to 190 degrees at normal operating range. My bolts must be working between 12 to 14 volts. Their gauges, they need to build the pressure to go in a cutout between 120 to 140 psi you manufacturing spec. My heater and defroster must work. Electric horn must work, and air horn must work. Now I will check my mirrors, clean and adjusted properly from inside. Windshield and rear window. No illegal sticky, obstruction, or damage. Wipers and washers. Arms and blades secure, not damaged. Operate smoothly, and the washer must work. Emergency equipment. Check for spare electrical fuses. 3 red reflective triangles underneath the passenger seat, and a fully charged and securely mounted fire extinguisher underneath my seat. Safety belt and securely mounted latches adjust properly now report frame. Okay, my next test is the brake test. Tractor brake, trailer brake, and service brake. Make sure the governor cut out, so again I will accelerate no more than 1500 RPMs. Going to cut out, and to start moving. Okay, make sure the tractor in, put it where you apply. I'm going to put my transmission in first gear, and my first test is the tractor brake, so I will release the trailer brake and attempt to move the vehicle slowly forward. Okay, you can see the vehicle did not move, indicating my tractor brake is functioning. My next test is the trailer brake. So first, reapply trailer brake and release the tractor brake, and do the same process. Vehicle did not move, indicating my trailer brake is functioning. My next test, my service brake. So for your safety in mind, I will apply the brake because I got the clutch in, and I'm in gear, and I have to release both tractor and trailer. So for safety, I'm apply the brake and release the trailer brake. Now, I'm going to move the vehicle forward no more than 5 miles per hour and apply the brake. Con el DMV vamos a darle por delante de unos 5 a 7 pies sin tocar el volante, con las manos aquí nada más. Okay, vamos caminando. Stop. Okay, the vehicle did stop. The steering wheel did not pull to either side, indicating the service brake is functioning and the alignment is in good condition. Now, to conclude the test, safety first, I will apply my tractor and trailer brakes on. Put the transmission in neutral. Turn off the engine and release the clutch and put the key in on position. Then you ask the examiner, Mr. Examiner, can you step out and help me to check my turn signals, forward flashes, headlights, and brake lights. Okay, this is the inside inspection.